There were two childhood friends, Daniel and Marcus, who both got their first jobs at age 22, earning the exact same salary, $3,000 per month. Daniel was disciplined. Every month, he saved $1,000 in his savings account. "I'm being responsible," he'd tell Marcus. "I'm building my safety net. This is what smart people do." Marcus was different. He saved only $300 for emergencies, but he took the other $700 and did something Daniel thought was crazy. He invested it. "You're taking too much risk," Daniel warned. "What if you lose it all?" "I'm keeping my money safe." "Safe from what?" Marcus asked. "Inflation is eating 3% of your savings every year, while your bank pays you 0.5% interest. You're not saving money. You're watching it slowly disappear." Daniel didn't listen. He felt secure watching his savings account grow. $1,000 this month, $2,000 next month, $12,000 by the end of the year. The number kept going up, and that made him happy. Marcus, meanwhile, was buying index funds, learning about dividend stocks, and putting money into a rental property with 3 friends. Some months he made money. Some months he lost a little, but he was learning. 5 years passed. Daniel had saved $60,000. He felt proud, responsible, secure. He had a big number in his bank account, and that gave him comfort. But then something happened that changed everything. His car broke down, $3,000 to fix. Then his company downsized, and he was laid off for 3 months. His savings started disappearing: rent, food, bills. The number that had taken 5 years to build dropped fast. When he finally got another job, his $60,000 had shrunk to $40,000. And that $40,000 had the same buying power as $35,000 did 5 years ago because of inflation. He had saved for 5 years and ended up going backward. Marcus's path was completely different. His $700 monthly investments had grown to $65,000, but that wasn't the important part. The important part was what that money was now doing for him. His dividend stocks were paying him $180 per month. His share of the rental property was generating $400 per month in rental income. His index funds were growing automatically. When Marcus lost his job for 3 months during the same downsizing, he didn't panic. His investments were paying him $580 per month in passive income. It wasn't enough to live on, but it covered his groceries and utilities while he job hunted. And here's the crucial difference. Daniel's savings went down when he used them. Marcus's investments kept working even when he wasn't. When they met for coffee after both getting new jobs, Daniel was exhausted. "I did everything right," Daniel said, frustrated. "I saved diligently for 5 years, but one bad year and it's almost gone. I feel like I'm starting over." Marcus nodded sympathetically. "You didn't do something wrong. You just saved money instead of putting it to work." "What's the difference?" Daniel asked. "Your money was sitting in a vault doing nothing," Marcus explained. "My money was out there working 24/7, making more money, even while I slept. When I lost my job, I stopped working, but my money didn't." He pulled out his phone and showed Daniel his investment app. "See this? Last night while we were sleeping, my investments made $14. It's not life-changing money, but it's $14 I didn't work for. That's $420 a month, $5,000 a year, just from money working instead of sitting." Daniel stared at the numbers. "But I was being responsible. Everyone says to save money." "Everyone says to save money because most people don't understand the difference between saving and investing," Marcus said. "Saving is important. You need an emergency fund. But after that, money sitting in a bank isn't growing. It's dying slowly from inflation." He continued, "Here's what I learned. You can't work forever. Your time is limited. Your energy is limited. But money? Money can work 24/7, 365 days a year, forever. The question isn't how much you save. The question is how much of your money is working for you. Daniel felt something shift in his mind. So what should I do? Keep 3 to 6 months of expenses and savings for emergencies, Marcus said. But everything else? Put it to work. Index funds, dividend stocks, rental properties, a side business, anything that generates income without requiring your time. But what if I lose money? Daniel asked. You're already losing money, Marcus replied. Inflation is stealing 3% of your savings every year. You just don't see it because the number in your account stays the same. But that $40,000 buys less than it did last year. You're losing money by trying to keep it safe. He leaned forward. Here's the real question. 10 years from now, do you want to be working for money? Or do you want money working for you? That conversation changed Daniel's life. He kept $10,000 in savings for emergencies. The other $30,000, he put it to work. He educated himself on investing, started with index funds, learned about dividend stocks, considered real estate. 3 years later, Daniel and Marcus met again. Daniel's investments were generating $650 per month in passive income. Not enough to quit his job, but enough to cover his rent. For the first time in his life, money was working for him instead of him working for money. You were right, Daniel admitted. I spent 5 years saving money and going backward. I've spent 3 years investing, and my money is finally growing. Marcus smiled. Most people spend their whole lives working for money. They save it, protect it, hoard it, but they never make the shift. What shift? Daniel asked. From being money's employee to being money's employer, Marcus said. When you're saving, you're working and money is sitting idle. When you're investing, money is working and you're building freedom. Daniel looked at his investment app. Last night, while he slept, his money had made $23. It wasn't life-changing, but it was $23 he earned while sleeping. And next year, if he kept investing, it would be $30 a night, then $40, then $50. Never save money, Marcus said. Put it to work. Because the only difference between rich and poor isn't how much you make. It's how much of your money works for you. The lesson: you're saving money right now, watching the number in your bank account grow, feeling responsible, feeling secure. But while you're saving, inflation is stealing from you silently. That $10,000 you saved 3 years ago has the buying power of $8,500 today. You didn't lose money, but you did. The number stayed the same, but the value went down. Here's the truth they don't teach you. Saving money is losing money slowly. Your bank pays you 0.5% interest, while inflation steals 3 to 4% of your purchasing power. You're literally going backward while feeling like you're moving forward. Daniel saved for 5 years and ended up with less than he started with in real value. Marcus invested for 5 years and built a money machine that worked while he slept. The difference? Daniel's money sat idle. Marcus's money worked. This doesn't mean don't save anything. You need an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash. That's your safety net. But everything after that? Put it to work. Not in a savings account, earning nothing. In investments that generate returns. Index funds, dividend stocks, real estate, a business. Anything that makes money work for you instead of sitting idle. Because here's the reality. You can only work so many hours. You only have so much energy. You only have so many years. But money? Money can work 24/7, forever, making more money, even while you sleep. The poor save money. The middle class saves money. The rich invest money. The difference isn't how much they make. It's what they do with what they make. Stop saving money. Start putting it to work. Because the only path to financial freedom isn't working harder for money. It is making money work harder for you. If you love this story, please like, share, and subscribe to Motivational Tailies for more life learning lessons.